concerns that have been raised and having his own list that he referred to of some of the questions and the problems that have been raised by critics, wanting to go through that. In 10 years of covering the White House and Congress, I have not seen a president throw out the list of names as he did today, sort of doing the, I'll take any other question. I think it demonstrates the level of concern he has about being able to control the message on this, to be able to answer questions, because he has more knowledge about the background on this, especially as it relates to international partners, than perhaps members of Congress do, or those who are talking in the public square, so to speak. So that's very interesting. The president has put out sort of the threat about how he sees the end game of this, sort of charging Congress with have your debate, but please come to the side that the president sees as being the right side. We have a ways to go there, and I think notably at the end where he talked about, we will talk about this some more, is again an indication of he knows that he's got to win a public opinion debate about this, not just get the deal that was so hard fought in and of itself, and not just get the buy-in from international partners. He's got to have a public response to this that he can live with and that would be acceptable. That's a challenge because sometimes the public conversation and the facts judged by experts don't always line up. And so it will be a real challenge for the president. And from the political theater, which is important in that, this was a compelling news conference to see the president both irritated, determined, wanting to give more information. That's not typical, and so it makes it notable for that as well.
Well, he took on questions to other outside of Iran, and that came from April Ryan, where instead of one question, she was able to get in three, dealing with criminal justice reform, the president's trip to Kenya, and then whether or not the Medal of Freedom given to Bill Cosby should be taken back. This was the president's answer. Take a listen.
Wow. I'll say this. If you give a woman, or a man for that matter, without his or her knowledge, a drug, and then have sex with that person without consent, that's rape. And I think this country, any civilized country, should have no tolerance for rape.
So the president also gave the answer that there is no mechanism to undo giving away a Medal of Freedom that Bill Cosby received back in 2002. Eugene and Steve, I'm going to ask you both. Were you surprised by the thoughtful extent to which the president seemed to be highly aware of exactly what he was saying in answering April Ryan's question? Eugene, let me start with you.
Well, you know, I think there's always something's always coming when the president says, well, you know, I don't comment